rebuilding. The catastrophic failure, a new start. Physically, mentally, our careers, our businesses. Step back, first step, next step. The driver in me just wants to get it done tomorrow. We'll do this, do that, let's move this, where are we at with this? You build some confidence, build some self-esteem, start to feel better about yourself. The Silverback Blueprint Podcast, a show for men over 40. We focus on getting stronger, staying motivated, building discipline, creating a community, and becoming truly happy. Hey guys, before we get started on today's podcast, I just want to take a minute to let you guys know that our new Work Hard Motherfucker t-shirts are now available at hostilegear.com. Head on over there, use the code Silverback and save 20% and get this badass t-shirt. I know a lot of people have been saying, hey, what a great idea, can't wait to get it. So now it's up there, it's in color, it looks awesome, and make sure to get yours AS to the AP. And now, on to the episode. Hey guys, and welcome to the Silverback Blueprint. Don't wait for perfection. Every time I say the word perfection, I think of the that movie Tremors. You know, the underground thingies there with Kevin Bacon and Fred Willard, I think it was, and they lived in the town of Perfection, and it was like a fucking one building or whatever and that kind of stuff. So don't go to perfection. I wonder if that's a real place or not. Where I'm going with this today, guys, sideways derail like in the first 30 seconds. That's pretty impressive. Anytime we want to do something that means something that we're uncomfortable with, something that we really want to do, it's important to us, but we're nervous, we're anxious. It doesn't matter who we are, how old we are, where we come from. Anything new is always going to put us in this version of that kind of state at first. And I think one of the things, for me anyway, is that we're worried about it not being great, not being perfect. And I think we really need to break that. We really need to get past that. I think it's a real thing. I think it's a real concern. I think it's also a bit of an excuse. So it depends on where it's at and where you're at when you're being honest with yourself. Some people truly are concerned that, it's not going to be good enough. I'm not good enough. You know, they won't like me or whatever, right? And there's some people like, oh, yeah, I'm not good enough to do that, so I won't do it. I'm too old to do that, so I won't do it, right? They're saying the same thing, but they're coming from two different angles on it and stuff. So at the end of the day, we do have this thing where we want to be perfect on something when we're doing something, especially if we're putting it out there or if we're putting ourselves out there, right? For this podcast, it's getting better and better. It started off pretty good, right? But there's a part of me that wishes it was a lot better. And I see or hear someone else's podcast and they're doing this and they got that and they got like so many downloads and all these followers. And I'm like, oh man, it's not only using a little daunting, right? A little frustrating, maybe a little jealous or whatever. I mean, it's human nature, right? But at the end of the day, I also realized that those guys doing that specific thing didn't wait till it was perfect, right? John Lee Dumas, a guy that I follow in Entrepreneur on Fire, and we'll put that in the notes, give John Lee Dumas some respect. He's got a really cool quote that he talks about. If you wait till the thing that you're working on is perfect to release it, you waited way too long. Because nothing we're going to start, nothing we're going to build, nothing we're going to create is ever going to be perfect out of the gate. We're going to get better at it, and different versions of it or similar products we'll get better and better at doing. But it's never going to be perfect when we start. We're never going to, you don't walk in and just hit your stride the first time out. For me, powerlifting is my big thing. Benching is my big thing. I'll fucking videotape myself. Did I say videotape? As again, we're listening to, most of my listeners are over 40, so we remember videotape. But I will digitally record myself benching heavy weight all day long because I'm confident. I'm proud of it. I still have goals and there's guys stronger than me for sure. But, that's my thing. That's my jam. So I'll confidently record that stuff. But where I'm at with my training right now is I want to get leaner again. I want to lose a bunch of weight. I've gotten really gutty and stuff. So I know I have to do more bodybuilding is where I'm at with that stuff. And I just started getting back into more conditioning workouts where I'm doing stuff like the kettlebells and the prowlers again stuff. And then I'm in a bit of a catch-22 because I know for me it's important that I, record these things because I'm putting myself out there to help motivate other guys over 40, other guys that are overweight, right? and I want to show them how I'm doing it, how it can be done, right? I want to provide that content, but also provide that realness, saying, hey, listen, the struggle's real. You're going to get out of, you're going to get out of breath. You're going to get tired. But then there's a part of me that just, well, you know what? I'm showing myself, and my shirt's coming up, my gut's hanging out, and I'm fat, and there's that part of me as well too. That's not removed from me. But I know I can't wait for perfection, because if I wait for perfection, I'm not going to record what I'm doing. I'm not going to be accountable to myself. I'm not going to be accountable to my audience, right? So me recording what I'm doing has so many I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but so many, has the possibility for so many repercussions, and has so much importance that I know I need to do it. And I also know if I do it and I see myself, I'm going to be like, you know what, let's eat a little cleaner. Let's get that gut down a little bit faster. Become a lot more aware how I look, right? So it becomes one of the motivating factors overall. It also gets me that accountability. But I also know that it's going to be good content for others wishing to make changes that are in the same situation as me. And if I can put myself out there and I can do it and be real and be honest about what it looks like and what it feels like, I know that's going to break down some barriers for some other guys over 40 that are overweight, that are going to help. It's going to help fire them up. And if Kurt can do it, I can do it. And by all means, I fucking mean that. That's true. If I can do this shit, you guys can do this stuff. Right? So now you'll see on YouTube, there's videos of me training the bodybuilding stuff. I record a lot of my workouts. Sometimes I just do a set of each. On Saturdays, I tend to record the whole workout because it's my heavier day. But now that I've gotten back into conditioning workout, this week alone, I recorded 1 round of 3 of the conditioning work I had to do. I was recording, there's a video of me doing a prowler. There's a video of me doing some other stuff, right? I'm out of breath. I'm uncomfortable, right? My ass crack showing. Like, what the fuck? It's real. This is what happens, right? I want to see that change, obviously. But, I'm putting it out there. I'm walking the walk, guys. Super important. Super important from a leadership point of view as well. The second workout I just did today, we were doing a kettlebell gauntlet where, there's 13 kettlebells, different weights, and I had to swing each one 10 times. I recorded the whole thing. It took me about 9 minutes. The heaviest kettlebell went up to 36 kilos. I was gassed a couple times. But that's real. That's what happens. Right? And you'll see how I get gassed, and you'll see how I recover, and how I focus on my breathing, and how I jump back in there and get there, and I push. That's important. That's important for you guys to see, because that's the reality of it. You have to push, right? It's important for me to document so that I know that I have some accountability and I have some journaling, and, I have a record of what I'm doing. But it's also over the weeks following is going to show the improvement as I get leaner. I was 389 pounds when I competed in December 16th, 2018 for that last bench meet. I'm already down to 368 pounds. We're in February, so 2 months later, just by cleaning up my food a little bit, but training more consistently with a goal. But also knowing that I'm doing this stuff and I'm putting it out there. I've made a social contract with everyone that listens to me and watches me. Hey, I'm doing this. It'll really be fucking, shallow of me or two-faced if I sit there and say, hey, be consistent and do it for 30 days and do this, if I don't do it. So that accountability is there for me. It's super valuable, super powerful, because it's going to help me stay focused. There's some big whys why I have to do this workout and why I have to record it, because I don't want to look like an ass in front of people that I'm working really hard to not look like an ass in front of. We lead from the front. I don't have to be the fastest guy. I don't have to be the strongest guy, because that's not what I'm teaching. But what I have to be is the guy that works hard and fights through the tough part of the workout. I have to be the guy that does get stronger on exercises he wants to get stronger on, because that's important to me, but it's also important to show you guys that you can do it. If I can do this at 49 turning 50, you can do this at 49 turning 50. But talk is cheap, right? It's about what is getting done. So that's a wonderful thing about video, is that the proof is right there. You can see it. What's going to be more impressive? Watching me do it for 30 days, making those changes, or me making a video 30 days later when I'm 20 pounds lighter and saying, yeah, hey guys, look on the scale, I'm 20 pounds lighter. What's going to have more positive effect? What's going to show you guys what can be done? What's just going to show you how it was done? You seeing it getting done all along the way and seeing the struggles and the fights and the successes? Or just a video of me 20 pounds down later saying, hey, I lost 20 pounds. Right? Seeing it happen, seeing it unfold, seeing what it takes will resonate to a much higher degree. Right? The walk, seeing the walk being done. You know, we're in a society now for marketing and stuff like that where truth marketing is so important because we're getting to be more savvy. We're understanding that, listen, you know, a before and after photo can be doctored up. But if we saw the transition, if we saw day 1, day 2, day 22, day 122, it's a lot harder to fake that shit. Right? And it also gives respect to the process, to the journey, what's going on. But it doesn't happen, guys, if we wait for perfection. It doesn't happen if we wait till we've lost all the weight. And the odds of losing all the weight, if that's your goal, is going to be pretty slim if you wait for perfection. I had a guy join the gym the other day, and he goes, you know, Kurt, I've been listening to you and stuff like that. And he goes, in my head, I was like, I got to wait till I'm in better shape before I join this gym because there's strong guys and this. But he goes, I've been watching videos and I see guys just like me, same shape, younger, older. And he says, that's when I realized that I just need to start. And that the waiting till I was ready and I was in better shape was just an excuse. And it wasn't empowering me to get things done, right? Because then it became, I'll get to it later. I'll start tomorrow. I'll start Monday. Someone comes in, they want to join the gym. They go, oh, should I start Monday? I'm like, no, start now, motherfucker. Let's go. Because that action is super important. Don't wait for perfection. Don't wait till you're in better shape to get in shape. It's fucking insane. But so many people think that way, right? Oh, I'll wait till payday before I do it. Fuck you. If you wanted that pizza for lunch, you're not going to wait till payday. You're going to pay for that pizza or that pitcher of beer because you really want it and you want it now. And you know the moment you buy it, you're going to feel good and it tastes good and you're going to enjoy it. So we're going to do whatever it is, right? That kind of stuff. We'll dig to the bottom of our fucking wallet and find $20. But we don't have that same motivation when we're like, oh, I'll join the gym and I'm going to work out. I'm going to be out of breath. I'm going to be tired and it's going to suck because 20 years ago I used to do this and now I can't do it. That bullshit. Well, not as motivating to find that $20 at the bottom of your wallet. Costs more than that to train a hostile. So come with more than $20. That's why we're not the cheapest gym in the area as well. Because I want people to be more committed. But we also run a big facility with less members for better content. So that's the different economics of it. But truly, if something only costs you $5 a month or $10 a month, it doesn't mean as much. You don't give a fuck. Unless it's Netflix. Holy shit, they raised it up to $11.99 the other day. People losing their minds. I'm like, what the fuck can you do for $12 a month? Nothing. Right? But they don't bat an eye to be at the booze store. And I don't say this because I don't drink anymore. It's just because it's the fucking reality. You can be at the liquor store, you can be at the beer store, and you've got your fucking 30-pack of cans, and then you're getting out to the front, and you're like, oh, look, they got this fucking barbecue lighter on sale, and it says beer store on it, or the Toronto Maple Leafs for $12.99. In my mind, I know I saw the same fucking thing for $1.99 at the dollar store, but I'm going to buy it because I'm here, it's an impulse, and I'm already spending money. So we have money for shit for that because we want it now. We call it impulse buy because we buy it on an impulse. We get home, we throw it on the other pile with all the other fucking barbecue lighters. Oh, this one's got a logo on it. Right? We buy it now, we remorse for it later. But then when something's important to us and something is good for us and we know there's going to be some work behind it, so we have remorse first and buy later. Don't do that, guys. Right? Don't wait for perfection. Start now. Start now. So you want to have that thing where you look back and you go, oh my God, I remember that first workout 6 months ago, 6 weeks ago. I often do that to clients when they've been training for a couple months in our boot camps and they're doing really well and they're sweating and they're working hard. And and I'll walk up to someone and I'll say, hey, I remember you 6 weeks ago, that warm up was kicking your ass. You didn't even think you were going to make it through that. And they go, you remember that? And they're like, yeah. I said, that's empowering. See how far you've come. If you wait for perfection, you don't get that. Start now. Be a little bit embarrassed by your first workout. Be a little bit embarrassed by the first time you do something because without that, you don't get better. Without that, you don't have something to compare to 6 weeks, 6 months, or 6 years later. Right? Perfection doesn't happen. You get better and better. That perfection thing that you see, you move further and further. Right? Take action, guys. Head on over to YouTube. If you head over to YouTube now, you'll check out my workouts. You'll see, I list my workouts, my hanger workouts when I'm in the gym doing the bodybuilding and stuff like that, my conditioning. And you'll see by the time this comes out, right, that, I've lost a bunch of weight. I'm a lot stronger. I'm moving better and stuff. But when you look at some of those earlier ones, the videos that were posted circa January 2018, they're not pretty, right? But they're pretty impressive because I'm starting to focus on other areas again. Having lost a bunch of weight before, when I lost and I got down to under 300 pounds, and I did it with kettlebell training, right? I know what's possible, but I also remember how fucking hard the first month was on it, how hard the first 2 weeks on it, how beat up I was the first week. The difference is now when I'm starting back, even though I'm heavy, I'm stronger and fitter overall than I was back then, 10 years ago, 9 years ago that Hostile started. Right? I was 390 pounds then, but I was a shitty 390 pounds. I wasn't as strong. I didn't hold as much muscle mass. It was back in my drinking days, so I had a lot of bad habits. So I was a softer, gooier version. Now, at the 389 I was at the meet, I'm a thicker, more powerful, stronger version with some goo around me. Right? So at the end of the day, I have that confidence knowing I did it before, I can do it again, and I'm starting in a better position. But what I don't do is I don't beat myself up going, I used to be this shape and now I'm not in that shape anymore. Well, that's true, motherfucker. So just deal with it. But rather than think about that, rather than piss and moan about what was, I turn around and just have confidence in going, what I did. If I did it then, I'm going to do it now, and I'm going to do it better because I'm better at my skill. I'm better at what I know. I have a better facility, and I'm starting from a better point than I was before. And how about a commitment, that I'm talking about this podcast, that's coming out in May saying, hey, I'm doing this and stuff like that. I'm going to look pretty douchey if we look back, when you hear this, when you go back and there's like 3 workouts of me doing kettlebells and then nothing, right? Pretty hypocritical. Don't want that to happen. That's not what I want to see happen. I'm pointing over the fence, right? Will I be 275 or 300 pounds? That I don't know. We'll see where this goes. But I definitely want to be a better version of myself when you hear this in May than where I am now recording this in February. Don't wait for perfection, guys. Get on it and get started right away. That's all I got to say today on this, guys. Head on over to iTunes. Please leave us a 5-star rating. Guys, those of you that have done that, I want you to understand just how important that is for us. It makes such a big difference. It helps us in the ratings game. It helps, it makes us easier to find on iTunes, right? Super, super important. Right? If you leave us a review with some feedback, that also gives us some guidance as to what we're doing right, what we could be doing better, right? It's a tremendous amount of value. But I know it's a pain in the ass for some of you guys today because you have to sign in, you might not, and I appreciate that and I respect it. And I just want to let you know that those of you that have left a review, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Those of you that have been thinking about doing it, come on, motherfuckers, leave me a review. All right? Head on over to hostilegear.com. As always, use the code Silverback to get 20% off. Some really cool swag. And don't forget, guys, work hard, motherfuckers. And I'll talk to you guys later.